So I wanted to show part of the process of kind of getting all of my wood raw, cutting it into blocks, getting it stabilized, polish it up and everything. And this is a big box that I just got in, and this is usually exactly how I get it. I sort through everything. A lot of times there's imperfections, cracks, fissures. You look on this side, bunch over there, and then even on that compression curl, you get cracks all in there. Some sections really nice still. This side looks fairly clean. There's a couple cracks in it. But that's just one board. Going through some of the other ones, that one looks pretty clean. That'll have some nice compression in there. Side grain, a little bit more fissures. The faces look pretty good. Side grain, definitely going to be some loss on that one. That one looks pretty good, actually. I don't really see a crazy amount of issues with that one. Got a couple tiny little pieces. A lot of times get some stuff thrown in. Those will be used as pen blanks. I'll get those cut up, or I guess stabilized. That one, probably a freebie, but cracks all over, so might not get anything out of that one. That one looks pretty good. More of a bird's eye look on there. Be a little thinner, but some good stuff. That one pretty similar. Nice dark curls. Sides look pretty good on that. Kind of like bird's eye. Couple checks. I guess quite a few checks going throughout there. We'll have to plane that side down and see how things are looking. This one looks half decent. I don't see much on that one, so that one's going to be a good one. This one, decent curls, but when you start looking at it, that one's got some more checks. That's a big crack running out on that side. Lucky if I can get a block or so out of that. This one, I'll definitely get probably 3 blocks out of that one. These ones are decent. Nice two-tone. Couple actual cracks on there. We'll see. Couple more cracks. Just kind of gives you guys a little idea of how much waste there actually is in this. Sometimes you get ones that are pretty clean. That one looks pretty good. I don't see a ton of major imperfections on that. So that'll be a good one. This one, cutting down in here, tons of wormholes, but still some really nice curl, some checks over there, but I'll definitely still get a couple out of that. That one's got a lot of cracks, sadly. That one's pretty decent. Cracks. Actually, might be a fair bit of unusable stuff on that one too. Some batches you get really good stuff. Some batches not really as much. That one's at least a good board. This batch is kind of turning out to be one of the not so great ones. No, I'm not going to say who I got any of this stuff from, because this batch isn't great and I don't want to give someone else a bad reputation. I have gotten some decent stuff from this person, but this batch is turning out to be pretty bad. But at least in terms of yield, cracks, maybe a block from right over there and some small stuff in there. But yeah, not a particularly crazy batch. Even on that one, cracks all throughout. Yeah, we'll keep digging through just to kind of give you guys an idea. More cracks through there. Probably nothing usable from that one. The sides on them have been absolutely crap. Cracks, cracks, more cracks. This entire batch, I might be lucky to get maybe 30 to 40 blocks from, which is sadly a really not great yield. I mean, yeah. Anyway, we'll run through the rest. Nothing too crazy. Thin piece, maybe 3/4. But when you look closer, cracks all throughout. So, decent, but then, actually that one's pretty decent. So that might yield some good stuff. That one's all right. Sides don't look too terrible on that. Real thin chunk. Not super curly. Of course, one of the not crazy curly ones actually looks to be in the best condition out of all of them. That one, again, cracks, cracks, cracks everywhere. That side, nice compression board. Let's see. That one's actually not terrible. That one's probably the best board so far. Decent, but I'm expecting the side to be full of cracks, as it is. And then, just so you guys know, these are not things that usually happen during shipping. This is usually kind of what happens during the drying process. These should all be air dry. I got to run through with the moisture meter and just double check all of them. But not anything super wonderful yet in this batch. Crack running all the way through there. Just some more kind of B-grade stuff. Bunch of live edge. Probably maybe 2 decent blocks out of that one. A little more. This whole side's probably going to be cracked. Cracks all through there. So yeah, now you guys get to see a little bit of the reality of going through some of these boxes. This total one, right about 90 pounds and about 2,800 on this batch. And I might get 30 to 50 blocks from it, especially when you consider all the cracks in pretty much every single board. So yeah, might be a pretty much complete waste on this one, but there you guys go. At least you get to see the whole unboxing process of one of these. Checks. What's that focus? Checks all throughout there. Might get a couple decent ones, but there you go. That's pretty much this box. You can kind of get an idea of what it all looks like. In the pictures that I was sent, all of these looked pretty good, and I was kind of sure that they were decent ones. But these are honestly quite underwhelming in terms of curl and quality with all of the damn cracks. So great from this angle. Go to the side, pretty much ruined. That side, you can start seeing some cracks through there. Yeah, cracks all throughout. Cracks all throughout. So yeah, there you guys go.